Delfin Bernal. I graduated St. Joe's in 2014. I currently work for Hormel Foods, and I'm the country manager for Latin America and the Caribbean. As country manager, I am in charge of all of Hormel's business in Latin America and the Caribbean. That's in over 23 countries in the region. And I look after the commercialization and exports of Hormel branded products. That's on the retail side, Spam, chili, Planters, Skippy, and as well as the food service side, right? Like Hormel pepperoni, Hormel bacon, deli meats that we sell to restaurants and hotels. So I really see my role as kind of like an entrepreneur or a general manager, where you have full P&L responsibilities, right? You get exposure to different teams. So I work with legal, I work with finance, accounting, marketing, sales, right? So in order to ensure we're hitting the right financial goals and metrics, and also making sure that we are reaching and positioning the brands how we want them positioned in the region. I think we each make our own path, and we have to be very conscious of what our goals are, and then take our own path to get there, right? So there's 1,000 ways to get to the same place. And I think for me, it was moving. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, so I moved to Philly to go to St. Joe's. Then I moved to the Midwest to work with Hormel Foods. And then I also moved to Mexico City to work with AB InBev. So I don't think that's a typical path, but to be honest, I don't think there is a correct path. And that's one thing that I feel like most of us have in our mind when we are in school or we're graduating. What is the right path? But we just have to do whatever is best and whatever opportunity is best for our career at the moment. And slowly we will be able to reach the goals that we have for ourselves. In terms of the skills needed for my job, I would say the number one skill is problem solving. And I certainly learned that at St. Joe's. I think getting involved in the internships and co-ops opportunities that St. Joe's allows us to get involved from an early age in our career is really useful. Why? Because we're able to problem solve in real life situations from a young age, right? And in my role right now, problem solving is the number one skill that I think we look for and we need in order to make sure that we are accomplishing what needs to get done. The other skill that I would say it's very much needed is the interpersonal skills, right? So you're interacting with different cultures, you're interacting with different departments and areas of expertise. And I think St. Joe's really gives you a diversified background and gives you exposure to people from different countries, different cultures, even within the US, from different areas of the US. And being able to put myself during college in positions where I interacted with people from different cultures, I think really helped me understand how to approach business with a different mindset and different perspective. Co-op and internships are two crucial ones. Being involved in clubs and student-led activities, I think is also a really good way to build your skills. I think that St. Joe's allows you the opportunity to try new things with no risk, right? So you can try new things, you can learn new skills, you can get outside of your comfort zone without really having any risk of failure. And if you fail, it's at a very non-consequential way, right? So it's really easy to expose yourself to new ideas, and only by doing that you will find what you really like, what you really love, and it will help you in your career to determine what do I want to accomplish. Engaging in studying abroad. I think St. Joe's, when I was at St. Joe's, I studied abroad in Italy, and it really allowed me to immerse myself in a different culture. And that has really helped me in my current position at International to get to know a new culture, have the confidence that I've done this in the past, and that I am able to take my learnings from studying abroad and adapting to that new culture and apply them to my current role. Networking tip that I received, and I think it's very valuable, is to be intentional. So make sure that when you're networking, you know exactly who you want to connect with and why. So have the intention of why you're connecting with that person, because that would be the only way that person knows how to help you. If you tell them, this is why I want to connect with you, and they don't feel like they're just catching up or they're just connecting, but there's a reason behind it, and making sure that you can communicate that to that person you're connecting with or networking with is very important. That way you can get their advice and give them a clear understanding of where they want to, how they can help you. One of the barriers that I would say I faced was the being able to relate and understand the local consumer. And the reason I say that is because in the consumer packaged goods industry, the consumer is king, right? You want to get to know your consumer. And for me, being from Puerto Rico and coming into the United States, right, where we were selling our products, or going into Mexico and selling the products I was selling in Mexico, I didn't have early on a firm understanding of how the consumer behaved. So that was a barrier for me to understand what can work, what is doable, what's acceptable in this culture, in this in this location. But I do see that as a positive, right? Because it forced me to get outside of my comfort zone and understand that culture and bring an outsider's perspective into that culture to bring in new ideas. So I would say keeping up to date with the latest news. I use Wall Street Journal and The Economist to keep up to date with the latest news, just in general. And specifically to the consumer goods industry, I recommend the McKinsey website. So they do a really good job of providing good research studies and news articles from each industry, right? And I think they have a lot of really good content in the website that can help you in the CPG industry.